I'm a 30-year-old old man. Thanks for this opportunity. I wouldn't want to spend much time here because if I want to start talking about what I do, the world is actually evolving, and it is important that we put ourselves in a position to win. The black people are known for greatness, for excessive talent, for boundless resources. But how do we now jump into the evolving world? One of the things that made America or made America to be great today is because they were able to be visionary enough to know what the world would turn out to be, and it made them to stand out among nations. And I'm here to talk about how we can be able to build ourselves to understanding what the world is into and how we can be able to tap into it, because it does not require magical experiences. It does not require. Let me introduce myself a little bit backwards so that you understand where I'm coming from, because a lot of people assume with this introduction, this guy must have gone to Harvard. It's a lie. I'm not even a university graduate. I've never been to the university throughout my life. Secondary school, I got my secondary school certificate 6 years after. It's my secondary school mate, Moses got. It's my very good friend. It's my oldest friend. God has been raising me simply because I understood times and seasons. And what will make you stand out? Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm a believer of God, of Jesus, precisely. And one of the things that I understood is that Daniel understood times and season, Joseph understood time and season, and everyone who stood out in his generation understood times and season. And I went back, starting from America. Why America is the world power today is because they understood times and season. Before the world centered on America as the world power, before the World War, America was accumulating gold to herself. The world never knew about that. And after World War, Second World War, America, the world now realized that for the world economy to be stable, we need a currency that the world will take in on, and that currency must have some value that could be tied onto, and that value, practically, the world has mounted its wealth on gold, and the US spent their years, so many years, building their gold reserve. So when the World Bank then decided to build, to hedge the world economy on a currency, the only thing they could do was to hedge on a currency that is tied to gold. So in the late 1800s to early 1900s, the US were accumulating gold, and then that law was put in that the US dollar was going to stand in the place of becoming the sovereign currency in the world, and every other currency was built on top of the US dollar. And today, almost every currency in the world, almost every nation in the world, their reserve is in US dollar. So there are a lot of contentions right now, but that has been it, and it has made the US to stand out. Right now, there's inflation. For people who have been following me for so many years, I think 6 years, I've been preaching inflation, recession, the fall of the economy of the world. I've been preaching like somehow we feel like I'm being paid to do that. How much I've been telling people about what will come upon the world, simply because in the early 70s, the US dollar was pegged from gold, which means the currency that the world is being holding on to in a very high reverence it's not being tied to anything of value, which means the currency will fall. And why was it dispegged to gold or unpegged to gold? Simply because currencies need to the world in general has been filled with chaos, pandemics, recessions. So government needs to be able to print out more money to solve the problem of the world. So we call that quantitative easing. So government started printing in money to meet up to the problem of the world, and the reserve of the gold could not meet up to the US dollar in circulation. So it was depegged. Since then, dollar has been falling. This last month alone, we recorded 9.8 inflation high in a month. That's insane. What happened in the last 2 years because of COVID? US printed a lot of dollar. I'm doing this so that we can be able to understand where the world is moving into. The US printed a lot of dollar to help in stimulus and stimulus checks and to help solve the falling businesses because of COVID. COVID lockdown everywhere, and economy started falling since then. Right now, Germany, everywhere, there's serious recession, a rumor of hyperinflation, which I talked in some of my series on YouTube and on Twitter. Hyperinflation is coming very soon, which means the world is going to experience a poverty we've never seen before. I'm sorry to sound this way, but it is happening. And how can we take our... When the world is facing poverty, a specific group of people are making the kind of money the world has never experienced. It has happened all the time. You are in real estate. Real estate is about facing its inflation series, session. I'm sure you heard of it. Real estate is the last one that is about to. Real estate and government bonds. We are going to see a lot of poverty in the world. As people of God, that God is expected us to live above times and seasons, to understand how we can be able to live above. The Bible says that no matter how, I'm a Christian, so my faith and my belief is tied on that. And if it is tied on that, I'm working with mindset that how can I be able to live above these times and season. And the world is moving in technology. Technology has changed the way we communicate, we transact, we do a lot of things, we save data and a lot of things. Relationship has changed because of technology. And the technology I'm talking about precisely is the internet. The internet has changed everything, which we've known. Now, the currency that is definitely going to be a hedge against this financial system is a currency that is working with the technology of the evolving technology of the world. And that technology is Web3. That's the third generation of the internet. The Web 1, the Internet of Information. Web 2, the Internet of Things. That's the WhatsApp, the Facebook, the Twitter, the mobile transfers we do, emails and all that. That's the Web 2. The phones we use, the video calls are the Web 2 applications. Now we are moving into Web 3. Web 3 is the applications that disconnect but connect us. Disconnect in the form whereby it doesn't have a centralized banking system that some people in government, because of their corrupt intentions, their corrupt ideologies, they would inflate our currencies. No, we're talking about a currency that is not tied to any nation, but a currency that is built on evolving technology, that is not tied on political agenda, but is built on mathematics. And this technology is the Web3 technology and solely the blockchain technology. The blockchain technology introduces a lot of applications under it, like the Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, the NFTs and the Web3 creator opportunities, which are streaming opportunities that people who are musicians here will tell you that a musician to make $10,000 in streaming must have millions of streams, tens of millions of streams. Yes, for a music, because less than 50% goes to his pocket at the end of the day. But the third generation of the internet is giving every musician, every creator, every individual the opportunity to buy into the evolving future, into the evolving currency. The present currency today deflects, but the currency that the internet is bringing, because the internet is evolving and is eating almost every part of our lives, almost every part, it means that its currency is going to be more substantial, much more solid, that few people would not determine. Now, these currencies are from cryptocurrency, are from Bitcoin to other solid cryptocurrencies out there. I don't want to mention names because I'm not here to market. I'm here to tell us that the world is moving. And what made me to stand out is that 8 years ago, God helped me to understand that the world is not going to remain the same. The world will evolve. So how can I fit into this? How can I fit into this evolving world? First of all, building my knowledge. How has the world operated in the last 70 years? They will not teach you that in school. They will not teach you how to how the world economy will fall. They will not teach you. They will only teach you how to account the money in their offices, or how to manage what they have. Most times. Now, if you would not do personal research, the economy will fall, and it's going to affect. Not we're seeing what's happening from our educational sector, transportation sector, governance, every other aspect of our lives. Do we think it will get better? Some might say, when we have a good government, yes, probably. But how about Germany that just recorded over 10% inflation yesterday? How about Canada that saw 40% inflation in the last 3 years? 40% in the last 3 years. And then having good government. So it means that it will not going to spare one person. It means that if we don't stand against, if we don't understand that the present system is against us and stand against it and understand how it works, it means that we are going to fall with it. All I'm saying tonight is there were 3 opportunities. The way that our parents were told that if they don't know how to operate computers, they are going to be replaced in their place of work. It's the same way if you don't understand cryptocurrency, NFTs, wallets, decentralized technology, DeFi's. You are going to be in the next 5 to 10 years. In the last 3 years, people were telling me that what I was doing was scam. People were telling me this thing will crash. Today, government, I'm part of the committee that are handling legal tender in the country, because I became useful because the technology is becoming much more useful. Now, it is still early, very early. Not up to 10% of the world have keyed into this. They will not teach you in school, as I've said. These are knowledge that you have to acquire. What Daniel knew was not what he was taught. What Joseph knew was not what was taught in the public. You have to go back and know what times are saying. And the only way you will do that is when you understand what God is saying for our generation. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.